Well, that's definitely not my best angle. Okay. So today I am going to try out a few new products. Welcome back, by the way. And just sort of share some further thoughts on what my goal is to have this channel, what I'd like to see happen in an ideal world, of course, and go from there. So, first thing I'm going to mention is that I ordered some products online from Urban Decay. Really great customer service, really quick delivery. Everything came packed really nice. So that was good on them. Where I live currently, there's a few Shoppers Drug Marts that have Urban Decay, but they certainly don't have the full line, and it's hit or miss what products they bring in. So it's nice to have some that a service like that I can actually get what I'm looking for. So we're gonna start out today with the Quick Fix Spray Primer. None of these have I used before. Let's see what. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's beautiful. So I'm going to film this little tutorial. I'm going to go about my day and see kind of maybe if I want to film a little bit later to actually show how it's worn. One of the things I do find with YouTubers, and I mentioned this before, is the ones that I particularly watch: Jeffree Star, Nikki Tutorials, Laura Lee, Manny MUA, Patrick Star, Tati. None of them have kids, so it's great if you have a makeup that can take you through your day-to-day, your business life, whatever meetings those are. I always picture them in like air-conditioned rooms and with a fan for some reason, which is probably not accurate, but that's just what's in my head. But I want makeup that's going to last through me getting 3 meals on the table for a family of 5. Makeup that's going to last while my toddler has a meltdown and cries on me and is, holding on to you when they're sweaty and you're then sweaty and hot and things feel like they're going to melt. I want the makeup that's going to stick through that. That's what I'd like to have. I don't necessarily in my day-to-day life have time to stop, retouch up everything. I'd like to. And I mean, in some days, of course you do. But some days that's just not feasible. One of the things in my life that I do have as just a general circumstance is a little girl that's special needs. So she's a little more hands-on care. So that is a time factor too. And it's not every day also that I have 2 hours that I can play with makeup and put things on. So let's try this stuff out and see how it goes. This product is the Urban Decay Self-Adjusting Complexion Primer. I don't know if that's going to zoom out. I was intrigued by this product because of the self-adjusting. I always wonder how those go. How can one product suit every possible skin type? So it's right now coming out. It's very, very white. Going to put this on. Oh, and see how that goes. Now it did say on the directions to blend it in until it's completely gone. That seems to actually happen, quite frankly, a little faster than I would have assumed. So that's good. It feels really nice. Also a bonus, I'm going to put a little, I missed my forehead, I believe. Going to get that right in there. I don't know if you can tell on my nails on here, but I had them done yesterday and I have the best nail girl in the world, nail technician, nail artist really. So shout out to Erica for those because they're beautiful. Love them. Okay, one of the other products that I picked up that I wanted to try, and I'm actually really curious to see how that works out, it's the Urban Decay, and it's the Velvetizer. So apparently you can put this into any of obviously they recommend their own foundation, fair enough. But any sort of liquid foundation, and it's supposed to help give you a little bit of extra coverage and a little bit of help more with oil control. Both things that I can definitely benefit from. So I thought today I would try that out. Going in with Lancome Teint Idéal Ultra 24-hour makeup. I don't think I've ever actually worn any makeup longer than, 8-9 hours, I suppose. Although probably in my early 20s, not gonna lie. You didn't always take the time to wash makeup off when you get home. However, in my much more mature life, one of the things I learned was that you definitely always do want to wash your makeup off. It is absolutely imperative that you wash it off. Maybe not every twice, like I had recommended in my first video. Maybe that isn't feasible, but definitely try to get the majority of your makeup off. You will really be happy you did. You're never going to be sorry that you took that 5 minutes to wipe your makeup off. Never, never, never. So I'm mixing this in right now with my foundation. It looks pretty well the same, so it certainly doesn't do anything to lighten the color, which is good to know. I was a little concerned. Having never actually tried this before, you never really know how things are going to work. And I still don't. I mean, I could put this on and it could look absolutely ridiculously atrocious. It's hard to say. But we're going to try it. We're going to find out. So I'm using a Morphe brush, I believe. Yes, the M439. I got this down at the local mall from, I believe, Showcase. I was really excited to see some Morphe products coming into somewhere. Again, I live in a smaller city. There's not always all the products. Oh, look at you. There's not always all the products that you hear about or that you see online. So it's nice when we actually have some. And it's nice when any sort of YouTubers recommend anything that is, you know, accessible and is wide known, so, or widely distributed. It's great. And some of it, as I've learned, isn't always big expensive brands, which is great too. So, little tip that I've picked up from Jeffree Star, who is fabulous, and I do have some of his products. Don't forget your ears. There is nothing worse than if you have to use this particular foundation to match your face, which is one thing, but if you turn and there's that sharp line, we all know about the jawline, but even through here. So I usually just kind of dust it over. I mean, I'm not going to spend an hour painting my earlobe. I'm not, you know, that dedicated to it. However, I do like to make sure that everything is sort of a cohesive unit as much as you possibly can. Getting that in there. Ooh. It was a workout right there. In itself, it was. One thing I have found with using some higher end makeups, and it's just, you get what you pay for with some items. Some are great no matter what the price point, but I do find that this Lancome makeup does go far. I've had this bottle for better than a month for sure, and it barely looks like I've used it at all. And let me tell you, I have used this girl for sure. I have been a dedicated makeup wearer since I was about, I'd say about 11. I really started to get into it. I didn't do it well, but I did get into it. Going in with the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and I believe this one is just Fair. Usually concealer under there, a little bit here. I have seen the meme on Facebook where it says, you look tired, and it's, no, like, I'm a mom, this is just my face now. It is true, let me tell you, sweetie. It is a true fact. You will never be as tired, and you will never feel as much love. So, you know, it's all about balance. Occasionally, if I'm feeling particularly bougie and fancy, I will go and use a different brush for my concealer. Today's not that day. Sometimes it's what you can get done in 10 to 15 minutes, and that's pushing it. Okay. I'm going to go in and set that with my Laura Mercier powder. And I've realized that I've left my beauty blender right over here. Ta-da! So, usually it's a damp beauty blender. You go really in close under the eyes and anywhere else, I suppose, that you want some extra setting. I use a loose powder for this because I just find it's a bit lighter of a coverage if I'm going to put anything else around it. And this was a highly recommended one. Every YouTuber, it seems, uses this, has tried it, and I haven't ever heard anything bad about it. And much like that, I have nothing bad to say about it either. I find it's very, very good quality. Again, little goes a long way. You get what you pay for. So I've got that under my eyes and letting it bake. If you're one of those people, and I was this person that didn't know what that meant, it means you put some loose powder on, you just kind of let it sit, go about your day for 10 minutes. I mean, if you're me, you will take this time, ingest an entire coffee, figure out what you need to do for the day, try to settle a fight between two kids over anything from Lego to a coloring book to who gets the last granola bar, who gets the first granola bar, why do we have granola bars and not chocolate bars at lunch or breakfast. You know, you get it. By the time you've done settling that, it's time to wipe it off. So that works out really well. I do have a good habit that I've discovered and sort of had to strive to get there. I'm a little bit scatterbrained. You know, it just never occurred to me to put things away as I was using them. It's not good when I cook either. However, I do tend to go now step by step, and when I'm doing my makeup, I do tend to make the point to actually put everything away as I'm going. Saves a lot of time, I find, and it saves a lot of aggravation of me looking at the end going, ugh, there's just so much to do. So I'm going to go in and do some contouring. Now, contouring isn't for everybody. I do it probably day to day. I'm using the Maybelline Master Contour, by Face Studio. And they just have the color light. I did look at the medium because I'm not super, super pale, but I didn't like the orangey tone to it. It just didn't, all I could think of was, ooh, that's really going to be so orange, and I was not impressed with that. Now, I'm going to go put a little on my nose. Now, typically, putting any sort of cream on top of powder doesn't go really well. For some reason, with this product, it doesn't seem to cause me too much of an issue, but that's also my skin type. It might not work for everybody that way. That is one of the best things you could ever remember about makeup. What works for me might not work for you, and that's okay. It's not going to change anything. It's not going to make anything vastly different. You do whatever you want to do with makeup. That's the beauty of it, and that's the fun to me. That is absolutely the fun of it. Now, a wise woman once said, double chin, contour that. That would be Nikki Tutorials. She was the first YouTuber that I ever consistently watched with makeup. I liked how real she was. I liked how articulate she was. I liked that she recommended products that were very high end, also products that were $2.90, and I thought that was great. Still a huge fan of hers. She's come up with a few different collaborations with different companies, and I've been fortunate enough that I've been able to purchase them and to have them, and so far any product that I feel that she's had her kind of finger in the pot has been absolutely fantastic. So she's definitely one of my idols, although she's got about, let's see, I've got 20 years almost on her, something around those lines. But that's the thing, your heroes can be anybody. There's no set rule to who it has to be, what age they have to be, what their background has to be. It's just whatever you find, what that works. Now, I'm going to get my nose snatched, as they say. So far, I'm really enjoying this Velvetizer. I feel like it just gave my makeup an extra little kick. And who can't use that, right? I tend to do a cream contour now with that Maybelline, and then I tend to go in and use the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, which this girl has been through it. I've hit pan. I think it's been dropped a few times, but she's held together really well. So I tend to go in and just kind of freshen up and accent it a little more. Again, personal choice. No one has to do it. No one has to like it. It's just something that I've always done, probably the last 2 years fairly consistently. Not gonna lie, it's definitely part of the like Kim Kardashian trends and different looks. I think that we all know this contouring's a huge thing and highlighting's a huge thing that maybe it wasn't in years past, or at least not as commonly well known, and certainly not done by just everyone kind of going on day to day about their business and going, oh, I better get my highlight on. That's definitely a fairly new thing as far as I'm concerned. So the one thing when you do bake your powder, you usually can go back in, and again, this is like a little step I do. I don't know that it's highly recommended by anyone else, but where I'm going in with a lighter powder to highlight, that's usually just how I brush the extra powder off from baking. I just kind of do it all in one step. Again, does it work? I don't know. It works for me. It doesn't hurt to try new things. As far as my background too when it comes to makeup, aside from being a makeup lover from when I was literally just becoming a teenager, my actual background in training is hairstyling. I had my cosmetology license from the age of 19 until I became pregnant with my son. Ended up going off of work then, and then had my twin girls shortly thereafter. And with one having complications, I haven't returned to that career as of yet. And it's been 8 years. I mean, chances of me going back to it now, who knows? Maybe someday. Right now, I'm needed elsewhere, so that's what I do. I'm gonna go in here with a nice gold highlight that I just actually got. That is pretty. That I actually got a few days ago, and this one is on the recommendation of Jeffree Star. This one is Master Chrome Face Studio. It's Maybelline, and the number's 100 for molten gold. Now, different tips. One little bit of highlighter on the end of your nose, almost like an exclamation point. Exclamation point. It would help if I could talk. Again, not for everybody. I tend to like how it looks, and I just think that as long as I'm happy, that's what counts. For blush today, I'm not a huge blush fan. I will pile on eye color until my eyelids are heavy. I will tend to either skip blush entirely or forget it. I'm going in today with CoverGirl's True Blend Blush in the number, let's see now. I don't know if this one even has, oh yes. It's just 100 light. I think it's Rose. If I'm not mistaken, the name of it was Rose something. I can probably look that up if I really needed to. Not really heavy-handed with blush either. I feel like I do it more out of, because I feel like I should. I've never really had a great makeup day that I was like hell-bent and convinced that it was only because I put my blush on correctly. So moving on to a bronzer. One of the most popular bronzers I think that I've ever seen on YouTube is by Benefit, and it's the Hoola bronzer. Fantastic. Good product, good amount for the price, cute packaging. They have come out, I believe, with a light shade now. It used to be kind of a one shade fits all. One of the tips for bronzer is that you should kind of pretend you're drawing the number 3 on your face. That's how it was first explained to me, and that stuck in my head. So where the sun would naturally hit was going to be kind of through your forehead, in through here, in through here. So basically you kind of use it to accentuate any contouring that you did. So in through here, in through here. Now some people will... Alright everybody, I kind of got the hint. My camera fell over, and then I realized that I'd rambled on for 20 minutes. So I finished off camera. I will do another, maybe just one strictly for eyes. This is just my very plain day-to-day. This is what my makeup looks like. This is what my face looks like. I like it. It's pretty simple, faded, kind of some cat eyeliner. Excuse my hair because, you know, 8 years in hairdressing professionally and doing it for 20 years all together, and it still just looks like this some days. Anyway, I hope you enjoy. If you have any comments, leave them below. Any suggestions for improvements, which I'm sure there should be plenty, let me know. Thanks. Bye.